Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss all about how to create a responsive contact us form using HTML, CSS and also JavaScript. Inside the form have some validation and also fully responsive. So let's look at the project that we will create it. I press submit. I'm able to see the errors have been appear inside there. When I press checkbox and click to submit, the error will be gone from this one section. When you will enter like first name, tutorials and press submit, you can't see any more error inside the first name and last name. Let's select the validation of the email. So I'm gonna add the email something like this one and press submit. You should be use the email validation. Means you enter the type of the email like ABCD, like this way. It should be able to see the error will be gone. Select the query and write the message something and click to submit. There we go. So let's look at the responsiveness. Select the, and right now this is the mobile size, but in the tablet size, as you can see. So let's select this one size, right? So let me tell you with you guys how you can create it from scratch. I go to my code editor and inside that I have a basic structure of HTML, basic styling of the CSS, have a Google Fonts and variables. Inside the variables have some color codes and also have a JavaScript file. So without further ado, let's get started by the code and design the contact us form. So I will use the container. Inside the container I will use the web. Inside the web I will use contact us. After the contact us I will use the form tag. I'll leave the action and I will use form control div. Inside the form control div I will create a split div. Inside the split div I will divide the boxes, means input fields, first name and last name. So I will use the split div. Inside the split div I will use the form split, and each form split I will use the label tag, first name, and I need to use type, will be text, and I will use a class name, first name. That's it. So I'll get it. Form split. Inside the form you need to change it the last name, and also we need to change last name. After the form control div you need to create another div, and inside that you need to use a label, leave the, and I'm gonna add it email address. Same thing, I'm gonna add it, type is email. I'll use type is text because I will use the validation inside my JavaScript file. Let's see the radio button. So I'm gonna select the radio, control, level, and I'm gonna use query type. Same thing, I will use it split radio. Inside that I will create more than two sections. So split radio, input type a radio, and I will use the name is query, whatever the name you will enter inside there. I will use the value general inquiry, and then outside of this one I will use spin tag, right? So outside of this one, just a minute. So I'll get it and press second time. In the second time you need to change few things like request supported, and inside the value you need to change it is support request. And our last and final section will be, this will be radio control. And after the radio control, you need to enter the form control one more time and use the level, leave the file. That will be message, and I'm going to create a message too. And so the message I'll use text area and leave the name. I need to use the rows. How many rows you want to create it? 5. Class text message. That's it. And finally, you need to create a terms and conditions. So outside of the form control, you need to create terms. Inside that, you need to create terms wrapper. Inside that, I will use type checkbox class terms condition. Outside of this one, I will use content consent to bring connected by the team. That's it guys for the HTML and I'm gonna open it in the live server. It should be display the content. Yeah, great. So these are our content. We will use it inside the CSS to design it. So let's move on the CSS. In the CSS, we need to design the body to change the background color. So I'll use background color, light green, and I'm going to use font families Kerala sans serif. Then the next thing, you need to select the container and use display property flags. Just click on center, align item center, and you need to use min height 100 VH to display the content in the center of the page. Before moving on other things, we need to save and look at that guys. So the next one is I will use the padding, but before using padding inside the container, I will select the wrapper and I'm going to use background color as well, white. First I will use padding 2 rem to make a space. Max width I will use 650 pixel with 100%, and I will use the border radius 5 pixel. Box shadow, and I will use the box shadow 0, 5, RGBA 0.5. First we're gonna save it and look at it guys. But when you will display the small screen size, you need to make a space between container, means in the container in a minute, like there. So you need to make a space. So I'm gonna add the padding to is too large, but I will use 1.5 and to make a space in the small screen size right now, as you can see. So let's see another things. So I'm going to select the h2 tag, which represent the content heading. Font size is 2 rem, and I will use the margin bottom to make a space 2 rem. Let's select the form control, and the form control I'll use display flags, and flags direction I'll use column. First we need to save it and look at that guys. Alright, let's move on and select the split. Inside the split, have a split form split input. I'll use the width 280 pixel, so it should be displayed in the row wise. Okay. Okay. Has a mistake. It is and look at that. Okay, it doesn't work right now guys. I don't know why. It's just I'm going to check it is split form split. That's perfect. Yeah, it's good. Okay, I will use another things, then it should be displayed perfectly on the page. So let's select the form control. Inside that have an input field, right? And I'm going to use width 100%, outline padding 0.7 and top and bottom, left right 1 rem, margin bottom to make a space on each input field, and I'm going to use border radius 5 pixel. Border I will use 1 pixel solid and light green. Now I'll use the another property, but before moving on that we need to see the output. Yeah, great. I think I need to check the few things. Just a minute. Is this split? Okay, I will select this split and I will use the display property flex, so it should be displayed in the center. But before moving on that, I will use few things like same styling. I will assign then this one text area, so I just need to select message there. Inside the message will have a text area, so it should be display same thing. Yeah, and finally I need to use resize, not so, and look at that. Let's move on, and I'm going to select the form control. But before moving on that, I will select the form control dot display, and I'm going to display flags and just effect on the space between line item center, so it should be displayed one by one right now, as you can see, guys. Let's select the focus property, so I'm going to select the lab before, yeah, form control and put focus, and I will just use border 1 pixel solid and green color, so when I click on it, it should be display the border right now, as you can see. Right, let's move on and select the level tag, form control, have a level, and finally I also select another thing, form control, message a text here. We just need to remove this one. What happened on there is just like that. Good. And yeah, I think I need to add the button. Okay, so I select the form tag like there. Inside the form tag I will just put in submit, so it should display the button. Yeah, so let's move on the label tag, and the label tag I need to make a space, so I'll use display block, and I'll use margin bottom 0.5 between our input fields and our text. There was some space on the border on each label tag, but you need to select all of the label tags, so I need to select ML control. I think ML control, where is just a minute, not the email control, just a minute. Level, and first we need to save it, and let's see, have same thing, and yeah, everything is great, but we will check out on later on that. And also I will use the weight on there is 100%. So let's move on the radio buttons. So I'm going to select the radio control, use display property flags, and justify in space between a line item center, and I will use the gap property, gap 1 line. So we need to save it, and okay, it doesn't work right now. I need to check the radio control. Okay, radio control, just like that, as you can see, guys. Okay, and I'll select the split radio. It should be displayed perfect on split radio. Display flags. Gap I'll use 0.5 and align item center. I'll use the border 1 pixel solid. Dark color border radius I will use 5 pixel with 100%. And I'll use the padding top and bottom 0.7 left and right, 1 border, 1 pixel solid light green. And last and finally thing we need to add margin bottom 0.5 and yeah, as you can see guys, but I will manage it. So just a minute. Okay. Radio control have level, so get the class. Where is the level here? I need to use level, so I think it should be displayed. No, let's see. Guys, here's my mistake. So I repeated 3 times split radius, but inside that I'm going to use radio controls. So I think, yeah, and I will select the radio controls. So we need to save. Right now, as you can see guys, but I need to make a space, so I need to select where is my label tag here. Radio controls, radio controls, not the radio control. I need to select this time radio control, right, and I have a label tag to make a space, right? So last and finally the message. So I need to also select the form control, have a message level, form control, same space. Okay, I will use the radio button to make a space. So let's select the radio control and I'm gonna use margin bottom to that. So it should be display the space, yeah, between our radios and our message and split radio. And yeah, I will select the split dot actor. So I'm gonna use background color will be light green, means when the user will click on it, and I will add the class active, right? Let's move on. So let me share you guys in a minute where is the radio. So I will use active, so it should be display. Where is okay, just a minute, like there, right? So I'm gonna remove it, and yeah, so let's select the terms wrapper. So I'm using the display public flags. Justify running space between align item center, and finally you need to select the terms, the display public flags, line item center, margin bottom 1 and we need to save, and look at that checkbox and our content have a same row. So select the form label tag, and before moving on it I need to select the terms MFP to make a space between our checkbox and our content. So I'm going to use margin left 1 and also I need to use display property block to add the margin. Yeah, great. Select the form button tag, and I'm going to use outline none, border none, background color white, green color, and color will be white with 100%. I'm going to use padding top and bottom 1 left and right 0. The border radius I will use 5 pixels, and I will use the margin top 2 font family inherit, and yeah, I'm going to use font size 1.1 rem. Cursor will be pointer, so we need to save it. And look at that, guys. And we need to add the few more things, just like focus property. So when I click on it to focus, and I'm going to use transform scale 0 1. So when I click on it, okay, right now you can't see any effect on there, but I think here's mistake, man. Yeah, so it should be display the movement like that, right? So this is our simple form, but I need to add few more things like a validation. So on each section I will add the validation text, then I will use the JavaScript to display the validation when user will click on the button. So I'm gonna select the form control. This is parent and this is a split. Okay, inside that I'll use a class. I'm gonna grab it, paste inside there, right? And same thing, I'm gonna get it and paste on there, just like right? And inside the radio I will leave the radio, and in the form outside of this one I will paste it, and the terms and condition I will display it. So let's design the form text, just to use fill in the blanks. Then I will add another text on later, fill in the blanks. So we need to save it, and where is a form? So where is, okay, here is a form, guys, a message. So we need to use few things to design it. So let's see. I select the error, and I'm going to use font size 0.75 rem, margin bottom to make a space 1 rem. Color will be red. And then I need to select the validation when the form validation will active. So but yeah, I will leave it. I will in a minute. I will same thing, get it, and I'm gonna paste on my first input field, so you will able to see these things, right? Right now I need to hide it. I will use the JavaScript on later. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna remove this one as well. So let's move on the responsiveness. In the responsiveness I will select only on the device, like this one 425, and also I will assign the range and media bandwidth 375 pixel and max width 425 pixel. So first thing is you need to select the wrapper. In the wrapper you need to decrease the padding 1 rem. Then you need to select the form control, and form control, and use comma form control dot split comma form split, and last one is radio controls. I need to use display grid and grid template column repeat 1 alpha. I don't need to use the repeat property, just like that. And look at it, guys. I think here's a mistake. See, everything is in this one line, but the problem is like that. So look at it, guys. But I think I need to select my split form split. Inside that have input, I need to assign the value will be 100%. Look at it, guys, fully responsive. And when you will press this, which size I've used, 375. So here is the 375, and here's the 425, 768 pixel, 1020, and so on. So great. So let's move on the JavaScript to add the validation when I click on it to display the errors and so on. So let's move on the JavaScript. So I need to get the values and assign the values inside the variables. So select the form element, and I'm going to use document to select a form tag. The next thing, you need to get it first element, first name. I use and that is first name. Grab it, and that is last name. Okay, here's a mistake. Last name. Move on there. Last. Then I need to select the animal, and that is animal element. Grab it, and I'm going to use txt message element, and then I need to select the message parent. I will show you why I have been getting those values like message parent and other things. So it is very important to display the error on particular parent there. Then I'm going to select the radio, btn radio, document query selector all, because inside that have two radio buttons. I will add the class actor and deactor. So select the radio buttons. Okay, I will buttons, document query selector, and first we need to check it. Radio buttons. Okay, split radio and BT. That is everything. Just a minute. I need to. The class will be BTN, right? Because I need to get these values. So query selector all, BTN radio, and I need to select the. I'm gonna leave other things. Then I need to select the BTN element. I'm gonna select the pattern and term element, condition, like that, and finally you need to select term wrapper. Terms wrapper. Right, so we have our variables that we will use it to getting the HTML values and add the validation when user will click on the button. Why I have been getting these values in a minute. Terms wrapper. So here's the terms wrapper. I don't need to get that, but I will display this one arrow with the help of this one. In a minute you will understand everything step by step. Okay, so the step number one, you need to select the form element, and you need to add a listener, which event you will use, submit event, and I'm going to passing the parameter is e. By using e, I need to use e prevent default to remove the refresh page like this one. Okay, I can't see the refreshment on there, but I leave it and click to that. As you can see, the form has been reloaded, so I need to remove it. The next thing I'm going to use a handle. I will create that function. And there I will get the 1 by 1 value first name, and I'm going to use the value from my first name element, and I need to use value, and also I'll call the trim function to remove the space from the first input field and store it inside the first name variable. Then same thing, I'm going to get it last element dot trim and null element dot value dot trim, right? And last and finally you need to get the text message message element dot value dot trim, and that's it. Let's add the validation. Let's check first name but first name is empty, then come into the if body, otherwise come into the else body, and if body I just checked it first, please follow in the blanks, and I'm going to use the same thing to display it, but just change the text as success. So let's see what happened. I just select only, just a minute, I'm going to just select only one input field, so please fill in the blank, but when I will press something, success, great. So I will create a functions that help us to display the error message and also remove the message. So show error message. So I'll create a function like const show error, and I'm going to passing the two parameters. The first one I will assign our parent div, our parent of the input field where you want to display the message. Let me show you in a minute. So this is a form tag. Inside the form tag have a form control div. Inside the form control have a two one element is a split. Inside the split have a two sections. On each section the parent of the error is form split, not form split, yeah, form split. So I need to select the form split, the first one parameter, and the second one parameter I need to display the text or message, whatever the text you want to add it. So I'm going to select two parameters inside there. So write any name, el, I'm going to use ele, and the next one I'm going to pass the message. So I will use the const, create a variable, input control, and I'm going to select the el, the parameter that I will pass it when I will call the show function, and I'm going to use parent element parent, right? The next one I need to select the error message, and I'm going to select input control dot query selector. I need to select the error class where you want to display the message, so I just need to select the error, that's it. And last and final thing, you need to select the error message, this one variable, and assign the value on my parameter that is passed inside there, that's it. And I will add the class input control that class list that add, just a minute, add which class you will add it, error message. So let's try it, it's working or not. So I'm passing that on parameter. So I need to select my parent div or parent element where you want to display the message. So I'm gonna pass it the first n element. Remember, that is this one. The next one I will pass it the pair, please fill in the blank, like that. So let's see what happened. I will call it terms wrapper. It doesn't work right now, so I need to check that. Terms wrapper. Okay, which line have error? 38. Okay, here's a mistake, guys. So I need to select the just a minute, inner text. So I think it should be inner text. Okay, there's a problem right now. So input control element. So yeah, guys, I need to check the okay, that is class right now, as you can see, guys. But undefined that class, the please fill in the blank has been appeared inside them. What happened when you will call the function means you need to select the element, like first element, like this one, this box. Inside the box you need to display the error message. That's it. And whatever the message you want to display, just call it. And I think I will remove the message like this one. When user will enter something inside there and click to submit, I'm gonna use the success else statement to remove the message. So let's see how we can remove the message. Success message, or you can use const set success, and I'm gonna passing the parameter ELA. Just one parameter you need to pass it. Same thing, I'm gonna get it like this one, and okay, and just to remove the class. And what is the next thing you need to use? Just like in a message, just like text this, nothing. So I need to call the function and there, and inside the success message you need to pass only one parameter. Which parameter you want to pass it? First element, that's it. So let's see. First I need to remove it, and I'm gonna use that, as you can see. But why I'm able to see those error messages? Property undefined at. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm able to see the error message will appear when you will press the submit button to display the message. Otherwise the message is removed from there, right? So let's see, we will use the same tactics to add the validation with another input field. This will be in the first name. So I'm gonna get it, same thing, paste on there. I'm gonna use last now, and I'm gonna remove the console.log. I don't need that. And I will create a function that will help us to display the message many times. I don't need to create again and again, and this field is required and so on. So I'll create a function. Show error message, and I'm gonna use const display message, like I'll call only on the return, just like this one is this field is required. So just copy the function and just pass on there, just like this one, and same thing you need to pass on there, because I need to display on same message. So in the second input field you need to pass another parameter is last element, and the success message is the last element. Right, so let's see what happened. Click on it. Okay, it doesn't work. Last name. Last name. Let's see, just a minute. Let's look at that, the last name. Yeah, it's perfect. And perfumes and last name. If the last name value trim, okay. Just a minute guys, here's the problem. To remove the error message from there, so it should be display the error message. Right now, as you can see, you can't see any more error inside there. Reason for using it, I need to add the class when a user will enter something inside the input field to remove the class from there. So I need to use class list as well on the success. Yeah, so one more time, let's check it. Right, great. So let's move on the ML. In the ML I need to add validation. The first one is ML define show error, and I'm going to use the email element. This is a parent show error message function that will help us to display the same message, and set success I will call the ML element like that. So it should be display the same thing, well, like this one, but I need to add another validation when user will enter the valid ML. So let's see how we can do that. So I need to add the validation inside. Just a minute. So I need to get it. I need to use else if, and I'm gonna use, and the else if I need to use the, I will create a function is valid ML, and I'm gonna pass the parameter is ML. So I will create that function that will help us to validate the ML. It will help us to check the valid ML is or not. So valid ML. So I'll create a const, and I'm going to create this valid ML, passing the parameter, and I'm going to use retest, and I'm going to get the validation content, use the Google as well. Email validation. So I'll get some content from like this one. So just I get these values and just paste on there, right? But you need to use slash and what is right. Yeah, perfect. Whatever the text you want to edit to check the validation, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use return keyword retest dot test, and I'm going to pass in the parameter string low to check is to the lowercase. That's it. This is my validation. So let's say I will add the validation text like this one, but I will add something. this field is required, but I need to add, just a minute, where is this else if, and the else if I will use the show error in null element, and I'm going to use please enter wallet email. So it should be display another error message. So let's see, the first time you are able to see this field is required, but when I will add please enter valid email, right, and something, yeah, press submit, yeah, great. So let's move on, and after the validation of the email, let's select the text message, select enter and show a message function. I'm going to use message parent element and show a message, and a message that contains the text. In the else I will use set success. In the set success I will use message parent. That's it. So it should display the same thing. Yeah, enter something, you can't see anymore. And last and final thing is checkbox, right? Means when I press the radio button, means I click on the radio button to display the active class and remove the active class. So let's say how we can use radio buttons, but you can use the validation. This is your task. I will tell you the usage of the add and remove the class, very important thing. So let's see, I'll use it on the check box handle. I'll give a function check box handle parenthesis curly bracket. The first thing is you need to use for each loop to repeat the data and get the one by one data, because you have two fields. When user will click on the left and right side radio button, whatever user will click on it, then you need to add the class and remove the class from there. So you need to select btn radio that contains query select all, like this one. So you need to use for each loop. I'm going to passing the parameter is radio, whatever the text you want to pass on it. I'm going to use a radio that add event listener, click event, and when user will click on the any radio button, then I need to select my radio button, this one. Please remember it. I'm gonna getting this one radio button, very important. And one more time I'm gonna use for each. Inside the click event I'm gonna use the for each loop, and I'm gonna passing the parameters L, whatever the parameter you want to pass it. I'm gonna pass the L dot parent element dot class list dot remove which class. You are thinking which class? Active class. But right now I didn't use the add class inside there. Don't worry, I will add the class when user will check the radio button. So I need to use radio, means this parameter. This parameter is the represent your radio buttons checkbox. So let me share you just a minute. I will share you guys everything. I click on it. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, I need to call the function, guys. I'm gonna passing that outside of there, just like that, and click on it. But I need to select it. Yeah, I'm able to see the data is up here inside the console. Means when I click that, I'm getting the result. So I need to use the validation when user if radio dot checked 2 times true, 2 times equal true, then I just use true. Otherwise I'll leave the otherwise, just like that. So first I need to click on it as you can see, the true message has been appeared. When I click on it, true, right? Great. So what I need to do on there, I'm going to select the same thing, radio dot parent element dot class list dot add, and I'm going to use the class select add as active. Means when user will click any of the radio button right and left side, then the class add will active. But when user will click on the first one, then the second one class will be removed from the radio button. So in a minute you will understand. Yeah, as you can see, when I click on the second one, the first one class has been removed from there. What happened on there? You have used this one for each loop to remove the one by one and the class list from your radio buttons. So I will also share you the script on there in a minute. So this one area, and right now this is the second input field, but I'm going to refresh my page, and in a minute guys, very important thing, and it is very helpful for you. Radio. So in the radio, you have same split radio classes, but when I click on the right side, like support request, the second input field or second radio button has been activated and the class has been added. But when I click on it, my first radio button has been selected and the class has been added from on my first one. The next one has been removed the class from the next one radio button. So this is usage of for each loop to add the class and remove the class. It is very important and it is very helpful for anyone who want to add the class and remove the class by multiple things like links. You can click on the links to add the active class, and user will click on another links, then you need to remove the first one class, right? So yeah, it is very important. And yeah, so thank you very much for this video. Have a nice day.